So I thought I'd make a video real quick before I get running off to work here, to go ahead and follow up on my last one. I've Bitcoin, Bitcoin and the crypto market in general have seen a correction recently, and I was actually kind of debating with somebody, about the future of the Bitcoin market here. A lot of people I keep saying like, "Oh, Bitcoin's finished and Ethereum's done and all this other stuff," and thought I'd just share my thoughts on that real quick. I honestly think that Bitcoin is kind of like the Walmart of the crypto world. It's the currency everybody loves to hate. Just because it's the biggest and whatever. But I personally think that Bitcoin is going to go away anytime soon? Not particularly. Now, not to say from a technological standpoint, there's stuff that's better than Bitcoin, certainly. I mean, look at Litecoin. There's stuff that's better. Same thing with even Ethereum. With some of the top currencies, there are things that do what they do even better, either faster, more secure, and whatnot. Now, does that mean they're going to be gone, though? I kind of doubt it. And the reason why is just human nature. I mean, you look at it's like the crypto market, you can pull a lot of comparables to the stock market. People are going to go with what they're familiar with and what they're comfortable with. Like when I talk to people and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm messing around with crypto investing, they're like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, well, have you heard of Bitcoin? Pretty much everyone I talk to is like, oh yeah, I've heard of Bitcoin. But if I say Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, or anything like that, they're like, what are you talking about? I mean, Ethereum a little bit less so, but still, your average person is just not as familiar with a lot of this stuff. Yeah, sure, over time, I'm sure the technologies will prove themselves and stuff will one day surpass Bitcoin. But again, most people aren't getting into this stuff, like doing heavy examination of what the best technology is. It's like going back to a stock market comparison. It's like when people go to buy stocks, are people more likely to buy Apple or the new Apple, if you will, like the company it's going to be the next Apple? Probably Apple. So I'm just saying. So what do I think by all this? Should you invest everything in Bitcoin? Certainly not. And I personally, I'm still going to hold some money in Bitcoin, definitely, but I've been investing more and more in altcoins just because I feel like there's a higher profit potential. I definitely think Bitcoin's going to go up in value before it's gone one day, but I would rather be able to buy into something more, that's lower in value, Ethereum or Litecoin, or even something that's even cheaper that might one day grow to a higher profit value. That's just my personal feelings on that, you know. But I think that's what's going to happen, I mean, the crypto market, like I said in my last video, is crazy right now due to the upcoming SegWit and whatnot. And, I see just a lot of fear mongering here. Like, I just came across this today. They're like, did the Bitcoin bubble just burst? People have been talking about, Bitcoin and Ethereum and, like, for instance, how the price of Ethereum went so high, then it kind of was cut in half there, and how, the bubbles burst and the ride's over. And it's just like, okay, people, sure, let's just calm it down. And plenty of people point out same thing happens in the stock market all the time. Something new and shiny comes in, and it becomes like kind of overvalued, and then the price can literally get almost cut in half. That's just it's human psychology is all it is. I think over time it'll bounce back though. And it's just like I said, people are going to go with what they're familiar with. Bitcoin is the most familiar cryptocurrency out there. Ethereum is, right behind it. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but personally, I don't think either of them are going anywhere anytime soon. I'm investing more and more into altcoins. I'm holding on to my investments that I have in Bitcoin and Ethereum because I think they're going to go even higher, and I really do. Yeah, and you just look at the, market cap. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's actually regained ground over Ethereum since the last price crash and then the slight recovery we've had, though, prices are still very low compared to the highs that we had. But yeah, you look at that, I mean, Bitcoin, 24-hour volumes over 400 million, Ethereum 385 million. I mean, the next closest one is Litecoin at 140 million. I mean, it doesn't even, it's like half of one of those two there. I mean, same thing with Ethereum Classic, which again, I will say with Ethereum Classic, I am kind of surprised there. I didn't expect a whole lot, but I'll give them credit. Ethereum Classic's held in there well. I mean, personally, I still think Ethereum is going to continue to be the dominant currency as far as the Ethereum network goes, but, apparently maybe Ethereum Classic might be a solid investment. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at that some point soon here and grab a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, people are going to go with what's familiar, especially all the new investors. I don't think the even if there are other one, even a subspace like Ripple is supposed to be superior, Litecoin's supposed to be superior, to Bitcoin, for instance. It's supposed to be a lot faster, especially with these upgrades they're doing with the upcoming SegWit with Bitcoin. I don't think we can expect that to stop being the standard cryptocurrency anytime in the near future. One day, yeah, but in the near future, no. Yeah, as we see, Bitcoin trading volume is still very high. I mean, not as high as it used to be, but it's still definitely up there. And I don't expect that to change anytime soon here. And I just thought this was a funny piece that I had forgotten about that I would highlight. This is talking about how, you could own all the Bitcoin, Ethereum, other cryptocurrencies, or almost all of Starbucks, and they're basically comparing how the crypto market, all the cryptocurrencies put together is the equivalent to like, one major, Fortune 500 company or whatever, if that. And yeah, I thought it was just funny. Some of the people, just some of the comments that people made here. Oh, I don't see that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, some of the comments people made here. Basically, people just point out like, okay, you're comparing a relatively new market to companies that have been around for years, and talking about how the entire market only equals the companies. Well, the crypto market's still in its infancy, which it really is. Aside from Bitcoin, this market is very new. It's very unestablished, and there's still a lot of growth to be had. It's like how I said before, the stock market's worth $1 trillion, the crypto market less than 100, million, or 100 billion, sorry. So, I mean, there's growth to be had, and I think it's going to grow. Some people are, like this person's talking about how, the, uh, the ICO bubble is no different than the .com, IPO of the late 90s, and maybe it's over now. And it's like, yeah, it might be similar in the runaway prices, but you also seem to be forgetting that there's a lot of places that came out of the .com bubble. How else do you think we got stuff like Amazon? So, yeah, just calm it down there, dude. So that's just my thoughts. I mean, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be finished anytime soon, and I think that we can expect more volatility and ups and downs with a SegWit. But once the dust settles from the SegWit, I definitely think we're going to be moving in a more positive upward direction as new investors come into the market and the advantage of the crypto technology grows and more people want in. So, personally, I would say, and I'm holding on to some Bitcoin. I'm holding on to other cryptocurrencies that I think look promising, and I think it's going to pay off. And I hope that you are all doing the same there. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this video. I welcome any thoughts, ideas, or comments, and I will be coming at you with more soon here.